How It Works 2.0 by John S., posted at weagnosticsaa.org on March 21st, 2015. Most AA meetings, at least the ones around here, open with a passage from Chapter 5 in the Big Book titled How It Works. The reading is more a reflection of the early AA members who expressed their experience from a very religious perspective. The passage admonishes us to not take an easier, softer way, but to instead find God, who it claims has all power. We're urged to, quote, find Him now. This is followed by a recitation of the 12 steps, 6 of which explicitly cite God, or use the term power greater than ourselves. The passage concludes with the assertion that probably no human power can relieve our alcoholism, but that God could and would if He were sought. If one cannot or will not do what's strongly suggested, the reading makes it clear that, though not at fault, they're simply incapable of being honest with themselves. Now, this may have read well to those who experienced their recovery through the very evangelical Oxford group of the 1930s, but for many of us today, it comes across as dogmatic and authoritative. I thought it might be a good idea to reword this some way so that it better reflects the inclusive, warm, welcoming, and open nature of the fellowship today, but also to reflect a more secular perspective. I titled this How It Works 2.0. We are Alcoholics Anonymous, members of a worldwide fellowship of men and women united by a common purpose to stay sober and help others to recover from alcoholism. For us, alcohol was cunning, baffling, and powerful. It took us to that great jumping-off place where we were met with terror, bewilderment, frustration, and despair. Without help, it was too much for us. But we found help in Alcoholics Anonymous and the collective experience of those who preceded us in recovery. Here we learned that honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness were indispensable if we were to reclaim our lives. Although our personal stories and experiences vary, this is a general description of the path we took. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. This humbling admission was a relief. The fight was over. We came to believe we could be helped through the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous, and we made a decision to turn away from obstinate denial, to let go of our old ways, and to follow suggestions. We took stock of ourselves, to uncover the truth about who we were and the events that shaped our lives. We shared our stories in their entirety with another person, leaving nothing out. Through this process, we learned the value of character building, and we persistently worked to let go of those personal traits that blocked us from our usefulness to others. Understanding the damage left in the wake of our drinking, we made amends to those we had harmed, except when to do so would injure them or others. Having followed these suggestions, our old ideas and attitudes were replaced with a new outlook on life. We became less interested in ourselves and more interested in the welfare of others. Our past became our greatest asset, the primary tool to help other alcoholics. At last, we felt we were set on a new course. We maintained this new attitude by continuing the practice of personal inventory and, when we were wrong, promptly admitting it. We sought to improve our conscious awareness of these principles and the serenity, courage, and wisdom to carry them out. Everything we had done and all that we have experienced to this point produced within us a deep and meaningful transformation. And having had this experience, we tried to carry this message to other alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. This may seem a daunting task, but we assure you that none of us follow these principles perfectly. They are suggestions only, and there is no requirement they be followed at all. Together we have recovered, and with us, so can you.